Welcome into another video in my series where I'm going through testing all of the weapons inside of Modern Warfare 3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to be using inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you guys are new around here and you'd like to see how weapons perform inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, make sure you're subscribed, turn on those bell notifications so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself on Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams, and I stream on Mondays and Thursdays 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream a ton of custom zombies and other zombie related games and just genuinely have a ton of fun over there and love to see you guys come and hang out. Now I have to say, all of you have been absolutely smashing it on the channel. I am beyond blessed to say that we have crossed the first Black Ops 6 giveaway goal, which was 3,500 subscribers. So holy smokes, unbelievable. Thank you to each and every one of all of you. Massive thank you. Unbelievable. So in the next couple days I will be putting all of the details on how I will be picking the winners and all the details of the giveaway for Black Ops 6, and the edition that we're going to be giving away will also be told to you guys in the next coming days. I was not expecting you guys to smash through 3,500 subscribers that quickly. So thank you so much, and super excited to be able to give back for just the unbelievable support on this channel. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate it, and I'm just looking forward to be able to give away another copy of Black Ops 6. Super exciting times for that. Now today's video is something I truly enjoy doing as well, and if you've been following along, you know this is a definite passion of mine for sure, and that is doing a viewer suggestion video. So today we're taking a look at a suggestion that unfortunately took me 2 weeks to get to, but today we're going to be taking a look at an LMG, the Tack Evolver. I hope I pronounced that right, and we're going to be taking it through all three tiers, taking on bounty contracts all the way through to see how well this weapon performs inside of our Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. So by the end of today's video, you should have a good feel for how the Tack Evolver performs inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and whether or not it's going to be a viable weapon for you to be using inside of your Modern Warfare 3 Zombies games. Also, you will not believe the ending. Without further ado, let's get to the Tack Evolver review video today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate that. And today is something I truly enjoy doing, and that is another viewer suggestion, the LMG, the Tack Evolver. I've probably said that wrong, but it is what it is. And we've got a very cool camo on there and a black cell blueprint on the gun as well. So I think that's going to be a pretty cool combination to keep. So we'll be looking to keep that combination on for this run. Now when I spawn in and do weapon testing videos, I do put on all of my perks that I have available and any extras that I have that are not going to be adding any damage output to our weapon. So we spawned in and we threw on our perks. I do use Deadshot as a mouse and keyboard player. I like the extra critical damage. And then we go and take on our first bounty contract of the day, taking on our bounty at white rarity with no ammo mods and no tools to increase the damage to our LMG. Now I did equip the 200 round magazine, so bullets were not going to be an issue today for sure, and I wanted to see just how this is going to perform against a bounty inside of tier 1. And I tell you, with the amount of ammunition that LMGs provide, I was feeling really confident in this first bounty of the day here, this Mimic. As you can see, we were just basically barrel stuffing the Mimic. He didn't have a chance because it's just the constant damage I was able to dish out. So definitely feeling really good and wanting to go off to visit Pack-a-Punch and up the damage output on this LMG to see just how much more effective it can be inside of tier 1. You know, being only Pack-a-Punch, we have no rarity, we have no ammo mods on it, and we're going to go grab our second bounty contract of the day and see just what kind of a difference taking it to Pack-a-Punch and increasing the damage output by just Pack-a-Punching it. You know, what can that do? Is this going to make this bounty contract just be a complete decimate? Are we going to absolutely just destroy it when we get there? I was excited to find out, as I haven't used this weapon in a very long time. I believe maybe season 1, maybe season 2. I honestly can't remember the last time I used this weapon. Also, I noticed when I was doing this bounty contract, that was an easy work bounty contract, I have to say. Our Mangler didn't seem to acknowledge that I was here or couldn't get past that concrete post. It was really odd. So the next thing to do is to throw on Legendary and Napalm, find ourselves our last bounty of the day inside of tier 1 and see if this is going to be, you know, basically a one-shot delete. As you know, if that's the case, then as we push through to the higher threat levels and push through to increase the damage output on this LMG, it becomes more and more, you know, obvious just how viable these weapons can be. So at this point, I was pretty excited, and we got our Mimic right here, which was definitely easy work. I was pretty impressed with how strong the damage output was on this gun for sure. Definitely feeling it. So next it was to push into tier 2. Again, I wanted to keep the damage output where it was. I was really interested to see how it was gonna, you know, perform against a tier 2 bounty. That last one we did inside of tier 1 had me feeling super confident that this was going to be a weapon that, you know, as I increase the damage output on this LMG, it's going to just become even more and more stronger and just more and more viable. And we got a Disciple, and I'm definitely not a big fan of Disciples, but again, something strange was going on while I was dealing with this Disciple in here. We're Pack-a-Punch 1 Legendary, so you can see the damage, the critical damage we're able to do to the Disciple, which is fairly decent at Pack 1 inside of tier 2 for a Disciple bounty contract for sure. However, the Zombies and the Disciple in the area, like, didn't even acknowledge that I was here. It was the strangest thing ever. I don't know what caused this. I have no idea what was going on. It was totally confusing me. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section if you know what triggers this, if you've had this happen to your games, or if you know how to remedy it so the zombies will come to you, because I figured if I shot that one that maybe the noise would attract the rest of the zombies. But nothing. They literally were just, it was like I wasn't even here. They spawned in because I was in the area, but they weren't targeting me. I had no idea, you know, what was going on. I was so confused by this all. Like, how was I going to show you how this weapon performs if the zombies aren't going to be targeting me? So we finished our first bounty at Pack 1 Legendary. So I figured, you know what, let's make our way over to Pack-a-Punch and up the damage output on the Tack Evolver to Pack-a-Punch 2, and hopefully maybe visiting Pack-a-Punch and grabbing another different bounty contract would solve the issue of the zombies completely ignoring me. However, there was no bounty contracts inside of tier 2. Absolutely none. Also, at one point in my game today, I counted there was 22 out of the 24 players inside of tier 3. It was absolute madness. Absolute madness. We picked up our next bounty contract inside of tier 2, and to get this bounty contract to spawn in, I had to cycle through 3 other contracts and cancel them in order to get a bounty to appear inside of tier 2. Very strange. Usually tier 2 getting bounty contracts isn't much of an issue at all. Now here we are with another Disciple bounty contract, which is definitely my least favorite, but you can see at Pack 2 Legendary inside of tier 2, we were able to deal substantial damage to this Disciple bounty contract inside of tier 2. I was feeling really good at this point using this weapon. Yes, it does give you, you know, the slow movement because it is an LMG, and yes, it does take a hot minute to reload because you've got, you know, a big 200 round magazine for the build I was using. So there is those downsides to it, which is why if I'm running an LMG or a slower movement style weapon, I will use just one weapon and run with my fist so that I have that movement if I need it. So then it was off to tier 3 to grab the rest of the perks that I needed before, you know, venturing off and seeing if I could possibly get lucky and grab a ritual, even though I knew that was not going to happen with 22 players inside of tier 3. Absolute madness. So as I figured, I got to the first ritual, and there was none to be had. So we went off, and I wanted to show you how does this weapon perform inside of tier 3 at Pack-a-Punch 2 Legendary with Napalm Burst, and I was impressed. Like, this definitely is viable to run inside of tier 2 at this damage output. I wasn't having much of an issue dealing with the riffraff. We had a Disciple in the area who wasn't much of an issue at all. I did turn him quickly, so that was kind of nice to see. I always think the green Disciples look awesome. I wish there was a way that we could have like a green Disciple. That'd be so cool. Or maybe, you know, Season 5 Reloaded, instead of a dog bone, we can get like a Disciple Flame or something. That'd be really cool. Summon in a friendly Disciple. That'd be awesome to see. Let me know what you think about that in your comments section down below. It'd be awesome to hear. Now, you can see we are still Pack 2 Legendary. We've got a HVT Mangler that showed up. We got a second one that showed up, and you can see how well this performs at Pack 2 inside of Tier 3 dealing with an HVT. I wasn't having much of an issue at all, just kind of stood there and barrel stuffed that Mangler to his end. So I was feeling really good using this and excited to kind of push through and, you know, up the damage output one more time to max. So we're now Pack-a-Punch level 3, legendary with Napalm, and guess who's back? That's right, Zhorde, the Guardian of the Arches, is back. I was so excited to see Zhorde today. He's back from his vacation. He heard my call to come back in yesterday's video, so that was awesome to see. But I was really feeling confident with the damage output I'd seen so far with the Tack Evolver inside of Tier 3. Now that we got it to max damage output, I was really eager to kind of take on Zhorde here and see what kind of damage we could do when he fired up his laser attack. So he got up his first laser attack right there, and we were already able to take off his first head right there. That was truly awesome. Like, I was impressed. That was quick. That was really quick. And then today I was trying to see if Zhorde was going to cooperate, but he was being very aggressive. I guess he's angry I called him back early from his vacation. So we had to take Zhorde into the scaffolding cheese spot here today, as he was just being overly aggressive. I guess he's a little cranky pants from getting back from vacation early. Well, too bad. You know, we have testing that needs to be done, Zhorde, and you agreed to this when we started this whole thing. So it's part of the contract, my friend. I'm sorry. All right, now let's get to it. You can see the damage we were able to do to, you know, all of the herd, the congestion that's Tier 3 coming at you. We've got a Mimic HVT on the way. We've got all the armored zombies coming up here. We've got the crawlies that Zhorde is spewing at us because we're sitting on the stairs, and he's not a happy camper about that. But again, this is an awesome spot. You've got the verticality that you need to get your Mega Abominations to kind of trigger their electrical tracks. So that's another nice thing that's about being up here for sure. I did want to show you another Disciple, just a standard HVT Disciple inside of Tier 3. Max damage with this LMG, and it made fairly easy work of that for sure. Definitely not much of an issue. And then Zhorde here was just not participating in firing up his laser attack. And so, you know what? I figured we've got enough rounds. This is basically a turret. I'm basically a turret here. So we just fired into Zhorde until we finished off Zhorde, our good friend, the Guardian of the Arches. Thank you for participating, Zhorde, and welcome back from your vacation. So the next thing to do was to kind of head off and see what else we could kind of do with this LMG inside of Tier 3. Grab another bounty contract. I couldn't believe I was able to start grabbing bounty contracts. I think the majority of the 22 players had exfilled to Dark Ethers, and I didn't even hear or see that other player, but I guess I grabbed that contract like right in front of him, and I had no idea he was even there. So here we are with a Mega Abomination bounty contract, and I wanted to show you, you know, the damage output that you can do with the Tack Evolver at max damage output here inside of Tier 3 on a Mega Abomination bounty contract. And I wanted to jump up here and kind of, you know, thin out the herd like I showed you guys in yesterday's video before we went back and engaged our Mega Abomination. But you can see how well this LMG handles, you know, crowd control inside of Tier 3. Definitely not much of an issue. Not struggling at all. I'm kind of being able to just stand and melt things as they come at me, which is, you know, I feel ideal for Tier 3. And then I was like, wait, where did my bounty contract go? Like, where are you going? He found another player, decided to go and bother that player. I was like, excuse me, no, I summoned you, not this other player. What are you doing? And then me and this other player were putting in damage towards my Mega Abomination bounty contract, which I was appreciative for sure. It's always good to get some help. Like I said, we should all be helping each other inside of this game, as there is no PvP, so there's no real reason not to, I feel, anyway. Now here we are dealing with, you know, crowd control, all of the stuff that comes at you while you're inside of Tier 3, and you've got a Mega Abomination bounty contract. I was trying really hard to finish off the Mega Abomination right there, but I had to reload. I ran out of ammo. One of the few times I actually run out of ammo with this, as with the 200 magazine I brought in on this build, when you Pack-a-Punch it, it gives you 400 rounds in your magazine. I did not bother bringing in mags of holding. I feel like that's basically mags of holding right there. So definitely ammo won't be an issue. Having 400 rounds in your magazine is just truly awesome inside of Tier 3, because you're able to just kind of endlessly dish out the damage. Got a self-revive and an epic tool out of that bounty contract, which was not bad at all. Here's a standard HVT Mangler inside of Tier 3 that I was able to just kind of approach and just take out. which was awesome. It was super fun. And then I wanted to go over here and, you know, I think we all need to come up with a name for this Mega Abomination, because this one spawns here just as consistently as Zhorde does over by the arches, and I feel like this particular Mega Abomination is guarding this palace. So I'm going to leave it to the comments section to come up with a name for our you know, guardian of the palace over here, so to speak, and we'll see what we can come up with. But I was feeling really confident in going into, you know, any of these situations you've seen using this LMG. I know the movement with it is slow for sure, but you can see if you're able to kind of get some separation so that you can stand there and just fire away for a bit, you can really see the damage that you're able to dish out to, you know, the Horde, the zombies, your HVTs, a bounty if you have one. Fired up his laser attack. You can see we already got through the second head right there. So this is just destroying and dealing heavy damage to, you know, everything inside of tier 3. I definitely feel like this is something that we can run. And, you know, maybe if you enjoy using LMGs, give this Tack Evolver a shot and see how you feel about it. If you've used this one, let me know your thoughts and feelings on it down below in the comment section. And if you have a build that you'd like to share with all of us so that we can have an amazing build for it, then let's work together, you know, in the comments and share those out amongst us so that we can all have amazing builds when we're inside of our zombies games playing, so that we can, you know, shred the stuff that we want to shred, because that's always the most fun for sure. Now we got a disciple that joins in. They always third party. I don't know why disciples do this, but they always feel the need to come into a fight late and, you know, dish out their damage that way. So we're able to dish off some more damage to our Mega Abomination inside of tier 3 here. He's coming at me, and we finished him off, as well as dishing out damage to the Horde that was coming to me. So, you know, I definitely feel that this weapon is going to be something that's viable to be using inside of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies. I will say I do feel that you'd want to be epic with this at the bare minimum, and if you are epic inside of tier 2, I would recommend being Pack-a-Punch tier 2, and obviously if you're coming into tier 3, I would recommend you being Pack-a-Punch 3 with an epic tool. Now if you're a legendary, you saw at the beginning of tier 3, you definitely will be able to run tier 3 at Pack-a-Punch 2 legendary, although of course getting into Pack-a-Punch 3 will make your life just that much easier. And the build I'm running today has a 400 round magazine when you Pack-a-Punch it, so definitely awesome. And then I wanted to show you guys this other cheese spot here to my right now is the ammo cache inside of that warehouse inside of tier 3. So if you come outside that building, there's a little bridge here into tier 2, and if you stand down here, your Mega Abomination will not come down here, and he should just continually stand right there and just fire up his laser attack at you, which makes this spot, you know, an awesome cheese spot for dealing with Mega Abomination bounty contracts if you get one in the area. The zombies will come down here, the dogs will come down here, and your standard HVTs will come down here, but your Mega Abomination will not. So that was another Mega Abomination bounty contract done inside of tier 3 with the Tack Evolver LMG, and I tell you, I got a ray gun out of that Mega Abomination. I was thoroughly surprised. You can tell my thoughts and feelings about the ray gun as I left it where I feel like it belongs, on the ground. And we went to go to our exfil. I stayed too long inside of tier 3, had to move into the storm and able to be able to parachute out just to get over to my exfil. So that was a little chaotic for myself. And then I made it here to the exfil, and you will not believe what happened. I was feeling really good. We made it out. It was a good run. We got some decent loot for sure. And I was ready to just get out. And, you know, I was feeling really good about that run. We did well. Nope, not happening. Game decided that that was the end of that run for me. So, holy crap, what an ending. Lost everything. Thank you so much for that. Here's the build that I used for today's run. If you guys want to work together down in the comment section below to make any changes to the build that you feel are necessary, then let's work together down below and make that happen. Now, people do ask about the camo I use, so I thought I would show you guys. It is under all camos. It is under Poison Frogs, and it is called Ghosted. And that's the camo that I used today. And then the blueprint that I was using for the Tack Evolver LMG today is it's a black cell blueprint, and I'll show you guys that right here. So if you go off into LMGs, your Tack Evolver, I hope I said that right, I'm running the Blade Eater black cell. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.